Have you ever wondered why Jesus wasn't baptized as a child? Like, I don't know about how y'all grew up, but how I grew up in the church, when you get saved, even if you're a child, they always say the next step is baptism. And it's kind of explained as a public declaration of your faith, right? Like, if you're saved, you want people to know about it, so you have a baptism. Kind of like if you're in love and have chosen to spend your life with someone, you have a wedding ceremony. It's just kind of the cultural thing you do to publicly announce that you've made a big decision about your life. Or at least that's how I've always heard it explained. But then God showed me something about baptism that blew my mind. So we don't know much about Jesus's childhood other than he asked lots of questions. In the story where his parents lost him for 3 days and found him in the temple, it says that he was in the temple asking the rabbis questions. So essentially, we can assume that he spent his childhood learning. Fast forward to when he's 30 years old and he decides to get baptized when he's ready to start his ministry. And I was like, why did you get baptized then? Because it's like you get baptized, you immediately go into the wilderness to be tested, then you immediately start your ministry. So like, what's the significance there? And I felt like he said, because when you get baptized, it's like you're joining the war. When you get baptized, you're saying, okay, I have taken the time to learn everything I need to know. So now I am making the consensual decision to join the fight. I mean, but it gets better, because then he said, and after you join the army, where do you go? Basic training, right? This is where you learn the things that you need to learn in order to be equipped for the war. And Jesus is never going to ask us to do something that he wouldn't demonstrate himself. So he went into the wilderness to be tested, to go into training, to equip for the war. So when you're ready to make that decision and say, okay, I've learned enough that I'm ready to join the fight, then you're going to be tested. But that testing is meant to equip you and not meant to last forever. You go through the testing, you get the equipping, and then you go to war against the kingdom of darkness. And I don't know about you, but that just changes the way I look at baptism forever. Because now, instead of seeing, people who have decided to just get saved, I'm seeing soldiers marching into battle. And I just think that that is so cool. But I also think it's really neat that you're not expected to join the fight right away. You're given the time to be able to learn everything that you need to know so that you can make that decision. And if you're in that spot right now and you're like, listen, I'm just learning. I'm not ready to join that fight yet. I just want to learn as much as I can about who God is and what he wants for my life. If that's you, I believe you're the person that he had me write this book for. This is 7 Days to a Life of Limitless, How to Ditch the Rules of Religion and Discover Unrestricted Freedom. This is everything I learned over a 3-year period of deepening my relationship with him. He changed my perspective on a lot of things that I was taught and a lot of things that I thought about the wrong way. And of course, he's had me share this all on TikTok, so you can scroll back and look through 2 years worth of videos if you want to. But if you want all the info in one place, you might want to check this out. I also wrote a journal to go with it. This is called Go Ask God the Journal. It is 120 question prompts, so you can ask God questions and then journal the answers below, just to get to practice hearing his voice better. Both of these are available on TikTok Shop, on Amazon, or on my website.